Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. I hope you all have been having a wonderful week so far, and I just want to thank you all for tuning in and taking the time to like and subscribe. And so, as we get started, this week was done a little bit differently. I was really observing the energies of last week kind of blending into the first part of this week. So it's just been very interesting because that reading was on point. So if you have not gotten a chance to listen to that one, definitely go back to listen to it. Now, with this reading, I did Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. And the overview for this reading actually seemed to want to be the main focus. So we're going to get straight into it. Okay, so coming off of last week and just that energy that kind of moved into the beginning of this week, it's pretty intense, right? Intense transformations and some really wonderful ways for some, and maybe, for others, they experienced it in maybe some almost like a harsh kind of snap back into reality, or a moment that really causes them to really be present, however that played out, right? And when I feel them being present, they feel very focused. They feel very like a very intentional, focused energy, but they're very intense at the same time. So there's some kind of pressure that's causing them to have to be that way, right? So coming out of that energy, I'm just really curious. And so as I'm looking at these cards, and again, I pull up my daughter's little flashcards because they just work so wonderfully every time I do a reading with them. And they always add a little interesting perspective into the reading. So we'll start off with the first row. And all of this, from spinach and the courting card in reverse all the way to koala and the mother of baskets, all of that actually happened to be the overview for the reading. So like I said, it's a really big focus on the overall message. So starting in the beginning, we have spinach and butterfly. And with spinach, we have the courting card in reverse. With butterfly, we have father of coins in reverse. Okay, so, spinach is really amazing for the eyes, blood flow, and very nutrient dense. So that, with the courting card being in reverse, you're going to have some new insight, or just see some things, whether it be spiritually or physically, see some things within a connection, and perhaps even a connection with a feminine energy. But almost like you realize that it's not working, or you see it closing out, or it's going through some kind of transformation, with butterfly coming next, right? It's going through some kind of grand transformation. And then with the father of coins, this can be around finances, this can be around morals, this can be around like your values, or things people, and maybe things of value. But there's a transformation that's happening, but it's sparked by this connection, this relationship, for some of you, this is someone that maybe you are with, or maybe someone that you were with, so this could be like an ex kind of situation. But this could also be friends. But it's someone that you're close with. It's someone that you've traveled with for a while, or just been in connection with, however that was, right? So, but you're having an opportunity to see more clearly. And then with that comes transformation. And so those things that perhaps they weren't in alignment with your values, with your morals, maybe there was a greater form of balance that could have been there, maybe more compassion, more gentleness, less greed, being willing to give without strings attached, and all that extra baggage and stuff. You give because it's just in you to give. So there's a transformative energy that's coming in. And then we move into ambulance in reverse with ancestors, the death card in reverse. Okay, so when I actually pulled this card, it was interesting because it felt like it was almost kind of talking about something that took place in the past. So there could be maybe some kind of reflection, but again, with the death card, there is this major transformation that's taking place. Something has come to life. Maybe something has come to light. And it's this transformation, this sight, this witnessing, this new flow that has come in regarding this relationship that's led to transformation, that's led to this, whatever this thing is, either coming to light or something almost being born because of this particular energy, right? Something being created or manifested. And it feels like something that, maybe this was something you were connected with, or maybe you were working on. If this is, perhaps for some of you, maybe this is some kind of project or something. But maybe something that you started on, and you're seeing that thing come back, but it's coming back clearer. It's coming back with more flow. It's coming back with more generosity and balance. So now we move into stake, washing machine, and owl. Okay. And so with stake, we have dim bones. And then Dr. Buzzard with washing machine, which is the justice card. And then we have Ace of Baskets with owl. So when I looked at stake and dim bones, which is judgment, okay, when I looked at that, there was an energy of like rare, right? And it felt like almost like seeing someone or seeing something in a rare form, rare shape. And then washing machine, so there's something coming out. Once again, there's something that's coming to light, right? So I would say with that ambulance card and the ancestors card in reverse, you probably would be experiencing both aspects of this, things coming to light and things coming to life, right? And in some aspect or another. Because here you go again with things coming out, right? Things, you experiencing justice. And, maybe even if you've been, however you've been doing, the return to senders, or maybe you've been clearing out your home, or, clearing out your space, whatever that is. It could be workspace, it could be whatever kind of space, but it's like you're seeing the benefits of it. You're seeing the results of having had done whatever clearing, whatever cleansing, whatever's coming out, you're reaping the benefits of. And then you have owl with Ace of Baskets. So owls really talk about wisdom. They're night beings. They are amazing hunters. And they have a very special ability to see and see from perspectives that no other bird or animal, for the most part, in terms of, I guess, feathered kind, can do, in terms of turning their heads, almost completely around. And so again, we talk about sight, right? And so you're using this new insight, you're using this, maybe these new perspectives, this new wisdom that you've gained to really move forward and pour into yourself. I feel a lot of inner child kind of energy here. So you all may be needing to use those tools that you've gathered along the way to really feed those aspects of yourself as you move forward, right? Because this energy, it also has that energy of flow. You have the water pouring into this basket. And so it could be emotions as well. There could be some experiences, maybe because of the things that come to light. There could be some things that cause like an overflowing or overflowing of emotion. I was gonna say overpouring, but that's not a word. But maybe someone maybe you're needing to be wise about maybe someone who is like, just kind of wallowing in sorrow. Okay. Maybe someone who's stuck in the shadow aspects of things. So, and maybe, that person could even be someone who is, maybe you see their potential as being someone who can fly really high, who can reach really high heights. The shadow in this Ace of Baskets card started kind of looking like hawk wings for a second to me. So someone who has the ability to fly very high, and for whatever reason they're not, right? Be very mindful about that, because as you're moving forward with this new energy, this new insight, you want to make sure that the energies that you're intermingling with are really supportive of this new space that you're moving forward into. Okay. And I feel like you're going to be making some really hard set decisions, and, making some of those really important choices, or having choices to make. And it feels like it's really about you, about your life, the direction you want it to go in, and how confident and determined you are, demanding you are that be what it is, and you're putting in that, whatever effort it is that is called for, putting that in, right? And I feel like for some people that's going to be a little unconventional. It may be a little bit different. However you reach your particular goal may be a little spontaneous. It may seem to come out of nowhere. So also be on the lookout for meeting goals in some really unexpected ways, experiencing recognition and success in ways that you hadn't even expected it to kind of come about. And at the same time, remember who you are in the midst of all of the success. Don't get kind of swept away in this energy. And in that same kind of energy, don't allow yourself in the midst of all the success to fall back into these same circles with people, because it's kind of like when you get swept up, you start feeling really good about yourself. You start to feel a little invincible. So you're not paying attention in the same ways that you would have to who these particular people are. You begin to feel yourself a little too much, and it can cause you to end up losing everything that you've worked for, everything that your ancestors have worked for to bring to you, because I feel like, there's a lot of inheritance as well. And as you thought about that, when I first pulled the cards and I was kind of looking at them and just meditating over them with Butterfly and the Father of Coins, was that there could be some kind of inheritance as well that's coming forward. And this could be from, ancestral realms. So don't squander the blessings that are coming. Be very present with where you are and what's happening, and who it is that's around you, what it is that you're seeing, and making sure that you take time to look at things from different perspectives, because as you're making this decision and these choices, you want to make them from places that are really going to grow what it is that you're wanting to experience. So after I had pulled the Dim Bones, Dr. Buzzer, and Ace of Baskets, I went back to Dim Bones because I just wanted some more information about, the judgment and this rare thing, this stake, right? And I got Freeman, the Daughter of Coins, and then Bishop C.H. Manson. And so when I'm looking at it, it's like this energy is like, I feel like more than one person is going to be receiving some karma, whatever this is, whatever this judgment is, whoever this justice is being enacted upon, right? It's more than one person, right? And that may be part of what's shocking, right? It may be like a third party or some kind of situation. It may be more to it than that. Maybe this person believed that they would get away. Maybe they believed they would be hidden. I'm just looking at how the Freeman is kind of sitting up underneath the Judgment card, right? So there's an energy of him masking himself. Right? And maybe he was the one that was making judgments. Maybe he was that one that was sitting kind of calling the shots. He was kind of like the big shot, and I thought about like a roach would survive, right? It's so like, you know, how they are kind of, they tend to be master survivalists, right? It's kind of like that same energy coming off of this Freeman card. And then you have the Daughter of Coins, right? And it talks about, you know, giving to this collective so that that energy that's returned is keeps the flow going financially, keeps that flow going in terms of value and just the energy of your space that you value, that is important to you. And but in this particular card, they show these two women who are in conversation as they're enjoying some of what is being offered from their host. And so that same energy, that same feeling about it being more than one, right? And we have two people here. And I always see this card with like conversation, maybe even gossip. This would also be like the Jack of Diamonds if you're into like cardology. And the Jack of Diamonds can be, he needs to be very integral, because he can be in the shadow. He can be very slick when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, that kind of thing. Or even values, morals, you know, he can kind of play his way around. And so with this, it could be that, you know, maybe these people were running game, maybe they were, you know, manipulative, maybe they kind of shaped the world to how they saw fit. You know what I mean? Like they kind of like to move people around, kind of like pawns. However it is that they like to see, or would like to see their world look, right? And the kind of interactions that they like to have, they kind of played them like puppets on a string. And it's almost like this energy from like the divine universe is just like, you at no point can you play God like that, right? And so all the while, it's like I'm seeing almost like strings coming from the ceiling attached to all of the people in the picture of the Daughter of Coins. And so while they believe that this is, you know, their world, that they are sitting on top, that they're, you know, they're mingling with, you know, the in crowd or whatever, there's an energy of like, they've played themselves, right? And then you have Bishop Siege Manson, which is the Hierophant. And in this particular card, he talks a lot about conformity and order and, you know, knowing right from wrong and, you know, following the rules, not breaking the rules, that kind of thing. And so, there once again an energy of justice that's coming in, and there is this energy that it is more than one person. So whether this is a group of people, whether this is two people, it's more than one person that's going to be experiencing whatever karma that is coming in. Okay, so as we move on, we're going to look at the Seven of Baskets and the Soldier card. So the Soldier card wanted to sit on top of the Giraffe card. And then the Mother of Knives kind of just want to just give basically greater clarity to that Giraffe card. So the Seven of Baskets talks about clarity. It talks about, you know, a head cleansing, having head cleared yourself. She's taking a spiritual bath in this card. And perhaps even taking stock. So maybe she's looking back on some things, and at the same time, in conversation and in communication with the spirits and with her ancestors. And then you have Soldier, and this energy on Soldier feels very determined, feels almost like a child who's determined to do a particular thing, right? There is a certain kind of that child gives off when they're determined to do whatever it is that they're doing. And so there's a lot of determination. Someone's a fighter. Someone's willing to stand their ground, stand by what they believe in, stand on, you know, their morals. They're willing to protect, to provide. Okay, they are in direct alignment with much higher, maybe even like realities, like physical experiences, physical manifestations, you know, things coming into their life, having experiences that are aligned with something more, something greater, something that is like higher vibrational, right? And not just like things spiritually, but a greater lifestyle is a higher vibration, right? If you're in a if your day-to-day life is something that is not causing you to feel really fulfilled and happy and joyful, then that energy, that frequency is going to be a lower frequency, right? Because you're not at your peak. You're not in your sun season, right? And so when you are elevating that energy, it's basically it's the same thing. So you could be changing your lifestyle. This could be your physical environment, surroundings. Maybe you're moving someplace. Maybe you are maybe you're taking some new course or learning some new thing. Maybe the journey that you're getting ready to go on allows you to be a student, in whatever way it comes about. Maybe you're learning a higher form of knowledge. And especially because the Mother of Knives follows that, and she is like the one that holds all of this occult knowledge. She holds information that most people don't even think to get into. But she holds all of that, and she has the ability to really manipulate and use that knowledge to bring about the physical world that she desires. So you're right on track. I don't feel like this is something that, and I just saw something flash on my phone. It's something that was green and said life changes, right? So once again, it's just confirmation that there's a change and a shift that's coming in your life. And it feels really good. It feels like it has been long deserved. It feels like something that you've been working for, something that you fought for with that soldier card, right? Something that you really had to stand your ground, and you had to kind of push past that initial fear that's like, what have I gotten myself into? What am I doing? But you've done it. You've been doing it, right? And so there's an energy of also celebration because you have come into greater alignment with yourself. And I feel like you've done it a lot easier this time. I feel like, maybe previous to now, there were times where you were being called to kind of level up, personally. And maybe it took you a little bit. Maybe it took you a while to get some of those lessons, to learn to move or to do things differently. And I feel like this time you've shifted and you've learned to use that wisdom in ways that help you to progress faster. And then as we move on, we're going to look at P and then the Three of Knives. So when I saw P, I heard two peas in a pod, right? So again, this energy of it being more than one person. And it's funny because the Three of Knives came out in a reading that I did last night. And for the first time, I realized that in the background, it looked like it was a person standing in the distance. And so in this card, you actually do have three beings at least. You have that person that's back in the distance. You have the person sitting with the knives in his chest against the tree, and you have the dog that's peeing on the grave. So you have all of these players, right? And it's like, really, they're all the same. And so I feel like, some of you may be exposing the fact or just seeing for yourself that there are people around you, and maybe it's not just people, maybe it's experiences, and maybe these are experiences that you don't necessarily want. Maybe it's three different areas of your life, or maybe it's three different people that you have some kind of relationship with, whether it's friendship or family, a romantic relationship, work relationship, whatever it is. But you have these people, and you're realizing that it's all the same energy. I also just heard habit. So maybe you have some kind of habit, or maybe you're witnessing some kind of cycle taking place, right? And you're not realizing that it's all linked to the same thing. It's all the same kind of energy. But I feel like this is also exposing more people. It's almost like, here we go with I heard them giving roach references again. Like when you, because I saw like, I think it was a construction, one of those housing shows, where they're like rebuilding or fixing up the old houses, whatever. And they opened up one of the walls, and it was as they were opening it, they saw some of the roaches kind of come out the wall. And by the time they pulled it back, you just saw the infestation, right? And so it's given that kind of energy a little bit. Like, you peel it back a little bit and you see a few, and then you pull it back some more, and then you realize just how deep this thing really was, right? How insidious it really was. And you would think that that may make it more intense, but this energy really feels like it makes it very simple for you. It makes it very easy for you. It makes whatever decision you have to make about your life, about the direction that you're going in, it makes it very, very easy. Okay, so this is not something I feel you're going to sit there and go back and forth with and lose sleep over. It's like, when you see it, and you got it, and you move forward based on that. And the minute that you do that, it's like you fall into this crystal clear alignment with where it is that you truly have been attempting to, and I shouldn't say attempting, because you're always on your way to where you're going. But I'm sure there were some experiences that, had you known some of what you know now, you wouldn't have spent so much time getting those lessons, right? So there's an energy of you moving into closer alignment with where it is that you've been wanting to go. Okay, so then the last bit is koala. 5 of sticks in reverse, and then the father of sticks in reverse, and then the mother of baskets. So koala, it's interesting because koalas are actually really cute, but they're actually also, they can be very aggressive. And so it's just interesting that you would have something that kind of gives off like Gemini energy. Something gives off Gemini energy a little bit. Something that has like two different sides, a light and a dark side. I mean, everything does, but just in this particular way, like Gemini was what came up. Let's see. And then you have 49. So this could be about structure. This could be about, I just heard boundary. So maybe this is about boundaries. Maybe someone's feeling hot and cold with boundaries or something. Maybe they're needing to stand their ground on something. The 5 of sticks in this deck talks about there being like, it could be arguments going back and forth, gossip, that kind of thing, but definitely kind of like argumentative energy. And the woman in blue, she turns around and she decides to focus her attention on something else, and she'll get back to all the other stuff at a later point, right? So, but she's refocusing herself. And so with it in reverse, and then with Father 6 in reverse, which talks about clarity, it talks about the mental, the head cleanses. It talks about someone who, well, that could also be like a law enforcement and like that kind of structure, military kind of energy as well. But so maybe someone really needs to work on their boundaries, their discipline, their ability to kind of pivot in their attention, right? But this could also be someone who this could also be talking about a person who is not turning away from gossip. Maybe so they're in the midst of that gossip. Maybe that gossip is based off of things that aren't true, or they don't know anything about, they don't have any real knowledge of or mastery, clarity of, but they're talking a lot of stuff. They're running their mouth about a lot of stuff that they don't really know anything about. But they put up a front as though they're really sweet, they're really inviting, they're really friendly, that kind of thing. But they're really not who they are behind closed doors, and they may not even share those aspects of themselves with anyone else, but it's still there. And so it comes out regardless. So there's and it's interesting that those 3 cards came out up underneath the 3 of Knives, because it made me think about the fact that this is something that you're going to have seen. Like, it's all of this stuff that you're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to actually either watch it go down, or you're like you have a front row seat to whatever this is, but something is coming out, and it's like it's coming out in your honor. So whatever this is serious. Whatever it is serious. So okay, so that was the overview, and like I said, it's 29 minutes and now almost 30 minutes, and that was the overview of this week. It was a lot of focus on this transformative energy that's taking place, and just kind of, saying, hey, this is about perspective. This is about your sight. This is about you being able to trust what it is that you're seeing and move on that wisdom, those tools that you've gained along the way, and really trust your steps, because you got it, right? Now we have Crayon and Train with Pregnant, I Love You, and Proof. So it's Crayon made me think about children. Like, it made me think about how a child might give you like a picture of something that they've drawn, or write you a note or something, but it's in crayon. And so there could be some kind of message. It could be something that somebody's carrying. Maybe someone's carrying the mail. Maybe it's a mail carrier. Something's coming in the mail. Or maybe this is like maybe someone's pregnant with a child, right? And maybe they're getting proof, maybe they're finding proof, or maybe someone is finding out proof about this pregnancy. Maybe, and this is for, I don't think I said it actually, but this is for the, it's for Thursday and Friday. Okay. But yeah, so there's some word coming in. There's some kind of news coming in, and the train makes me think that it's been on its way for a while. So whether this is a literal pregnancy, that someone is gaining or getting proof of, or whether this is just, like I said, someone carrying some information, some manifestation. There's something coming in for you, right? And it feels really like giddy, happy kind of energy. And it may even be like, if this is an actual pregnancy, it may be shocking. Maybe if you're the one that's pregnant, or maybe the one that is pregnant, maybe they weren't expecting it to be so accepted. Maybe they weren't expecting there to be so much excitement around it. But this is something that, is time for them to really enjoy whatever this experience is, whatever is coming in. Is coming in hot and fast, and this is setting you up for an even greater success and more success. Like, it's going to help to boost your confidence and your ability to feel like you've got your footing, or you've got your grounding. You know what it is that you're doing. So as we look at Saturday and Sunday, we have Fireman, Dolphin, and then we have Cup. And then with Fireman, we have Karma, Dolphin, Victory. Cup came with Manifest, and then Yes wanted to fall off the deck as well. So I just kind of placed it with these three cards. So Fireman made me think about like an emergency, or just something that's is like, it's really hot. It's something that's maybe it's happening really fast. Maybe it's a really intense situation. Maybe it is, and intense doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be intense because it's just a really good thing, and it's a lot. It could be a very important, maybe sit down with someone, maybe a conversation, perhaps with a man, a literal man. This doesn't feel like someone with just masculine energy. It feels like it's literally like a man, maybe a man in a suit, or a man in uniform. But whatever this is, it's like it's changing the trajectory of your life, of where you're going, maybe what you saw for yourself, some of the possibilities that you'd imagine. Is really changing some things. And I feel like there's something really magical to this, because I feel like because it's the weekend, especially, you're not expecting this opportunity or this experience to come, and definitely not from this particular person. I feel like you're ready for it. Like, you have been kind of like thinking about it or planning for something like this in your mind, but to actually have it happen as quickly as it has, I think it just kind of surprises you. But Dolphin also brings in this energy of like a purity, protection, family, connectedness, and communication. Being in a space where you are also in transition, like you're going from one reality to another, one world to another, because the dolphins, they basically kind of guard that space between the physical world and the spiritual world, or the physical world and the magical world, or however you see those spaces. And then you have cup. And I thought about, like your cup being full. So this is fulfillment. This is you having what it is that you desire. And maybe even something special, something that you wouldn't even necessarily always have. This cup's, it says, I mean, with this card, it says daily necessities. But the chocolate milk makes you think that, like, like if you went to the grocery store and you're buying groceries and you need milk. I mean, unless like you don't eat cereal or, you don't cook like that, you're typically not going to get chocolate milk as a necessity. So this makes me think about maybe this is an elevated lifestyle as well, because maybe it becomes a thing where chocolate milk actually is a daily necessity for you, right? And, not literally chocolate milk, but whatever that greater form of whatever it is, right? So we're just using milk as an example, but this chocolate milk makes me think that, you've transitioned into a space that fills your cup and allows it to even overflow, right? Because now it's not just about the little things, it's about the big things as well. And then you see everyone says no to you, say yes, okay? And so during this time, I feel like you're going to be treating yourself. I feel like, even if the fireman, like, even if he was like, he's bringing in this energy of like clearing the way, right? Opening up the doors, giving the announcement, the notice, because a fire is also transformative, right? And a fireman, they deal hand in hand with fire, right? So they're always in that energy of transformation, right? And so maybe this energy, maybe this man, this person, this event experience, maybe it's basically opening up the doors for you to walk through, right? Because this feels like it's very quick, like you literally just walk over the threshold and you're there. And yet at the same time, I feel like it's so much for you to take in. You would think that, like, like if someone said, hey, I'm going to give you $12 million today and you use it however you want, you would think that you would just go bonkers with it, right? But this energy is almost like it's so much of a shift and a change that you kind of just, you maybe feel slow motion, or you may feel like you're just kind of looking around you at how things are different, right? How they've changed, and not in a negative way or anything. It's really good. It's just a lot, right? So there is an element of intensity here regardless. But yeah, so that will complete our week. I hope that you all got something from this message. I hope that it prepares you for the days to come and allows you to do the things that you feel in your own spirit to do for this new energy. Okay, this new energy that you're inviting in, and the old energy that's leaving. Because as something new comes in, there's something that is leaving. There's something that's transforming so that some new life can be present. Okay, and so with that, make sure that if you all haven't, you like and subscribe. And we will talk again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.